Hey guys, I'm here today to review Civil War number 2. So the comic starts off really dark. You see Vulture and a whole bunch of villains being taken down all over the city. Now, originally the media thought it was only Captain America, but now S.H.I.E.L.D. and the media both are thinking it's a whole bunch of other heroes because it's happening all over the country, all over the city of New York, and it's physically impossible for Captain America to do that all by himself. And as we all know, it's the Secret Avengers now, who are, well, I guess the Secret Avengers formed later, but it's technically them, the people who are anti-registration. But it's a really dark, vigilante-ish tone to it. And which leads us into our next panel, which is the people who are pro-Registration Act. You got Iron Man, Hank Pym, Mr. Fantastic, and She-Hulk, and a whole bunch of other people. And they just took down a giant robot and everyone's clapping for them. Everyone's cheering. They're like, yeah, go Iron Man. Yeah, we love you guys. Which is a huge contrast from the vigilante Captain America, which everyone's like, ooh, this guy's dangerous. Can we trust him? So there's obviously a big split down the middle with how people feel about the two sides that are here. The next thing here has Miss Invisible and Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. He's working on a secret project which he's not letting anyone in on except Iron Man and Hank Pym. Sue actually asks him what it's about and he tells her, oh, I'm sorry, it's top secret, I can't tell you. So he's already leaving her out and she knows it and she feels kind of bad. You could tell she feels like she's being ignored and she's not being included into what he's doing. And this is kind of the point where she starts having doubts about the side. She's like, alright, there's a lot of secrets going on here, and I don't really like it, but I'm gonna see where it kind of goes. So, after this, it starts turning into a kind of a Spider-Man-centric episode. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Spider-Man-centric comic. You see him swinging through New York in his Iron Spider suit, and you see Jameson and his colleague talking about, so, do you think a lot of people are actually going to register? And Jameson says, no, I think there is going to be a split down the middle, but I do think that only the smart ones are going to register. And at that moment, you do see Spider-Man swing right in front of the Daily Bugle. So, after this, I actually really do like this panel. It kind of shows that Tony is more human than we think he is. Now, I like Tony Stark, I like Iron Man, I like his character, but he can be kind of corporate and almost robotic, like more Iron Man than Tony Stark at points, because he really isn't big on emotions or things like that when it comes to stuff like this. But here they do show a moment of humility where he's talking with his friend, I can't remember his name, but he's talking to his friend and he's talking to Happy, and they're talking about, alright, we got 32 people who registered already. So that's kind of what they expected, but there's a moment where Tony Stark starts saying, oh God, please let us be doing the right thing here. Because they kind of start mentioning how Captain America is always right. That's a big thing in the comics. And it always annoys Iron Man. So now that he's kind of going against Captain America, has this small doubt like, I really hope I'm doing the right thing here. Because once I start this, it's just going to go full length. He's not going to stop until he gets it done. So he really just has a moment of almost regret. Like, you could tell he's kind of regretting what's going on. He doesn't want it to happen, so he just wants to make sure he's in the right. He doesn't want to go against Captain America. So it's a really nice scene. After this, we do have the, what is it? I think it's like the Patriot or something like that. Or the U.S. agent or something like that. Anyways, he's running away from these attack helicopters who are chasing him down. He's really beaten up. And he jumps into a building. He jumps from one building into another one. And they're not letting him off easy. They throw some missiles in there and it just blows up. And then they end up capturing them. And they end up capturing the Young Avengers. And at this point, we do see that while they're in this van heading towards the Negative Zone 42, which is the secret project that Reed Richards is working on, we see that Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Sam Wilson the Falcon have infiltrated the van that's moving them to the Negative Zone. And they're kidnapping them, essentially. Well, breaking them free, however you want to look at it. But they use some of the Young Avengers their powers to teleport them out of there right in the nick of time before they hit a wall and crash. So everything works out in the end. The last scene we have here is you see Sue and the Thing, and you see Iron Man's side, you see Captain America's side, and they're all looking at the TV screen because at this moment, Iron Man has brought Spider-Man on stage in public, and if you don't know, you're gonna find out right here. Spider-Man's talking about how he's hidden his secret for a while, and he's always focused on that, and he does it to protect his family, he does it to protect Mary Jane, to make sure his villains don't find out who he is. And the next scene right here is Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Spider-Man unmasks himself in front of everyone, revealing that he is Peter Parker. At this point is where the comic ends. You do get a funny little scene here where James Jonah Jameson faints, because I mean, Peter Parker's been working for him since like he was a teenager, and now he finds out that this guy is Spider-Man, the guy he hates. So overall, this was kind of the ballsy move on Iron Man's side. They knew if he got Spider-Man, this guy who always protects his identity, the people who the New York loves, and they idolize him, if he gets him on his side, he knows he's got like the majority of the vote, I guess you could say. So that's where the comic ends. Overall, it's definitely an improvement from Civil War #1. I guess mostly just because it really moves the story forward and as to where it's going, and to what is happening. But yeah, the art is still the same. It's incredible. The story got a lot better. As I said, I like the real themes of this movie, and I like that they made Tony Stark kind of question himself and as to if he's doing the right thing or not. So overall, I'd have to give this issue a solid 8 out of 10. I do recommend that you guys read it. If you haven't read it, it's really good. And if you haven't read the first issue, you can go ahead and check out my review. And yeah, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thanks for listening.